Supporting the creative mind. Now, what is the creative mind? You do know that vocal rest equals vocal power, right? And a lot of you, we all feel like we're running out of time and we must and we must and we must, but rest is not a weakness. It's a vocal wisdom. Wisdom for the voice. Now, why do I say this? Is because if think of it like this. If anything doesn't work, TV, phone, um, these are the things that we rely on. The car, we always switch it off and then switch it back on again. But it always comes back on again. It just needed to be switched off. And that is something as well with our voices. Now, like I mentioned, from the moment you wake up, you are literally using your voice. You are talking, you're probably singing along to your favorite tune, you're greeting people, you're laughing at a joke you saw maybe on TikTok or whatever. And then you get to school or to work and you are socializing. You having meetings, you are giving advice, whatever it is that you do at work, right? And then, when you think you are taking a break, you're on the phone with a loved one, maybe checking on something, family is calling, there's an emergency, your voice is always busy. Just think about it. When do you actually rest your voice during the day? Like when? Only when you go to sleep. So to start there, because it might be difficult for some of us to not talk during the day, is try your best to at least get 8 hours of sleep. For my night owls, 8 hours of sleep is the recommended sleeping time for your body to regenerate itself and the cells to regenerate itself and everything to restore itself. So 8 hours of rest. If you can at least achieve that, then your body and your voice is already halfway there. Sorry. A singer that uses their voice more intensely actually, though, needs more rest. Now, I know it's not easy to not talk during the day, but sometimes you have to sort of force the situation. What I do, which might sound a bit crazy, is if I can feel my voice is tired and I can feel that I'm just so tired of talking, I have a quiet day and I just don't speak. And my whole family is shame. My poor kids have to live with the fact that I'm going to be using sign language, whistling, doing this to get their attention for the whole day. I give myself a good 12 hours to not say a word. And one of the thoughts that actually come to my mind, which is interesting, is how much rubbish I say in the day, how much unnecessary things I actually say during the day. But not only that, it's also how thankful my voice is to me not using it. Because as singers, we don't just use the voice like any other person. We do more than the average person. So besides the laughing, the talking, whatever, and using our voices the whole day and maybe all the way till 1 in the morning, we sing on it. And not just la 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 la. We use our diaphragms, we use force, we use our bodies, we use energy. So those vocal folds of ours really need to rest. Now, what is passive rest? Passive rest is total silence, like I mentioned, the whole day. I take the whole day off. Shh, quiet. No speaking, no singing, no humming, no humming. That is passive rest, right? Now, active rest is gentle humming. I don't know if you guys remember when we, Daniela and Pulengi, when we had our concerts at my studio, and I would warm you guys up early, and then I would tell you guys to just hum. So gentle humming is like a massage for the vocal folds. So when I get students that have had what's this thing? A nodule surgery, and they're trying to get their voices back. We do a lot of humming because humming is like a gentle massage on the vocal folds. So, and it also, so it just keeps it active. So if you just hum, gentle humming, or no force, that is actually also active rest. So in the day, somewhere in the day, you can do that. Breathing. Mm, the breathing that we do is yes for singing, but not just for singing. They use it for yoga, they use it for swimming, they use it for all kinds of things because deep breathing is necessary for the body. Massage. Bulengi, you will know this. Me and you, we are on that one. Massage is also very important. I know you might be thinking, oh, this is such a waste of money and why must I just pay? Because your muscles need to relax. Every time we do this, every time we do this, right? That's too little. You need to actually see a masseuse that's trained to relax muscles. Tell them, look, this is always tense. I'm always tense here. My lower back is always tense. My rib cage, is always tense. So they can target those areas for you and actually feel what it is to have relaxed muscles. Because some of us might not even know what relaxed muscles feel like. We think we're relaxed, but is it relaxed? Something to think about. Now, if you're having a performance, a major performance, and you have rehearsals in between. So normally if you are going to sing with a band or the orchestra or other people, and they like to schedule their rehearsals a week or 2 weeks before the performance. So that means you'll be doing a lot of singing before you actually perform. You need to schedule breaks during this time where you rest your voice completely. Now it can be during the day, sorry, during the day when you're having lunch, you can be like, I'm not going to talk for my whole lunch break and see how that works. Yeah, I just talked about coughing and now we must be coughing. Okay. Mindset and inner voice. Okay, wait. I'll be back. Oh, God. For those of you who don't know, we have merchandise. Can you see it? Really cool merchandise. Very soon it's going to be on Amazon, Pulengi, so you guys will be able to order it. And it will be delivered to you. Okay, so what you say to yourself plays a big role in what comes out when you sing. Mm-hmm. So your voice reflects your thoughts. I always use this illustration of jumping into a pool. So, especially when you're singing high notes. So imagine if you want to jump into a pool, yeah, you want to dive in. You're running, and you're about to jump in, and just before you dive in, you decide, I can't do it. You're gonna hit that water flat, and it's gonna be very painful. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to dive in here, and you actually go and commit to it, you'll have an amazing dive, right? So it is the same with your voice. If you tell yourself, this is way too difficult for me, sometimes technically it's understandable. You're not there technically. But sometimes it's been worked on technically and we've been doing it, and still you tell yourself, I can't do it. Do you think the voice is going to come to the party? No. Because it'll be like, look, if headquarters says we can't do it, then who are we to be heroes? So what you say really does affect what comes out. Let's see. Same goes for your belief in what you can do and what your voice cannot do. Now, I know as a teacher, I believe in you guys more than you believe in yourselves. But that is because most times I can actually hear where your voices can go. And I can hear what's standing in between you and getting there. And most of the time, it's simple things that you already know, like supporting the sound, lifting the tongue key, relaxing the jaw. It's stuff you guys already know. But because, yes, the tongue key is a culprit, I know this tongue key. But you guys don't realize it's happening because you're so busy trying um to get everything to work together. At the beginning, there's a lot. There is a lot you're thinking about. You're thinking about, am I breathing in right? Am I going to hit the note? What's happening in my throat? There's a lot of things that you're thinking about, right? But I promise you, if you just apply the technique you do know and tell yourself you can do it, then the voice will follow. Now with Palengi, we're working on trust. We're working on actually trusting your voice when it gets to that top high register and believing that it will do what you want it to do, even if you can't feel it, because you can't control the voice once it's up there. Armand, we are getting there because a lot of your songs are also up there. You know. So first you need to trust our breath control. The ones that have been with me longer also know this. I always start with the breath control because if your diaphragm is not there and your abdominal muscles are not there, then the rest can't follow. Then we move to the back and the rib cage, and then the tongeki and all of this come into play. But as much as I can teach you the techniques, you need to tell your mind or yourself that you can do it. So that's why it's so important that we have in this session. Because it doesn't matter what I throw at you. If you stop yourself, your voice will listen to you. Okay. Just want to see here quickly. Ah, yes. Should I even ask what you guys say to yourselves before you sing? Will I be shocked if I hear what you're going to say? Practice replacing I'm not good enough or I can't do this. Or the common one I hear from all of you, this is way too high, with I'm learning to trust my sound. It's a process. Yes, it's a process, guys. It's, I mean, unfortunately, I can't find a vocal trainer here that can help me, but when I did go for coachings, I also struggled. I struggled to trust my voice. I struggled to trust that it could actually hit the top C and sustain it. So we need to change the narrative in our minds. Use daily affirmations. If you have no idea where to start, use daily affirmations. My voice is welcome. My sound has value, right? You also need to catch yourself before you put yourself down. If you make a mistake, don't be quick to like chastise yourself. Be like, I'm learning. This is a process. Be kind to yourself. You would be kind to someone else. When we listen to each other singing, okay, now not so much, but hopefully at the end of the year, we will hear each other singing. We are so quick to understand the person standing in front there and say, yo, I understand that. Eish, it's not easy. But when it's us up there, we're so quick to be like, should have got that. Why am I not getting it right? So be kind to yourself. Creative burnouts and identity. So, I don't know if, sorry, that was not supposed to go there yet. If any of you guys have experienced this yet, but it's that feeling of you're tired. You've got too much tension. You're overworking. You feel guilty for something. You've lost the joy in what you do, or in this case, lost the joy for singing. You need to understand that you are more than just a performer. You're more than just that performance or that one song or that one um, show, right? I mean, I wrote there. I lost my voice emotionally before I lost it physically. Because why? It starts in your mind. Your body only reacts to what you tell yourself. Yes, you can also feel it in the body that you are tired. But if, like in the gym, if you feel like you can't push, you can't lift that weight, and your body says, and your mind says, one more, your body will do it. So I will share a little bit about my experience. My older students will know that through my divorce, I had a complete burnout of everything, physically, emotionally, psychologically. And because I had been running on adrenaline and anxiety for so long that I was so afraid to take a break because then I would be stuck with my thoughts, right? But when I eventually got to a point where I could rest and breathe, everything was burnt out. And I didn't want to sing. I didn't want to utter a note. I didn't want to be creative. I was completely burnt out. And that's okay because we are not just our voices. We are not just our art or our creativity or what we can bring to the table. We also need to rest and recharge. So by actually taking the time to listen to my body and my mind and my spirit and say, okay, what is it that you really need right now? Which was really just sleep, a lot of sleep and a lot of silence. Then I got my joy back, but it wasn't easy. It's not easy sometimes to realize that you actually need to rest. It's not easy. Sometimes we take a break for a day and we feel very guilty that we should have been doing something else, but it's okay to take breaks. Don't wait to crash and your passion to disappear or your voice to disappear before you actually realize it's time to take a break. Schedule rest into your program. Like the passive rest that we looked at, the active rest that we looked at. Those are tiny things. Just taking a moment to be with you and just be like, well done. That's all you need to do. Okay.